everyone hear that? Yes, I that too. I also heard my name being called out. I also heard my mom clapping for me. Thank you, Mom. I would not have heard anything if I did not have my hearing device. This little thing called the cochlear implant helps me to hear sounds, and without it, I would not be able to hear anything at all. Hello everyone, I am Mamdani, and I am profoundly deaf since birth. It is a great honor for me to be here standing in front of you all, and hopefully to take you on a journey by sharing my story. So, a question that is quite common. What is deafness? According to Google, deafness is inability to hear sounds. Deafness can be mild or severe. Deafness is inability to understand speech. But what does deafness feel like? It is very difficult to know what deafness is like for a hearing person. Okay, everyone, let's do a small activity. But first, I want all of you to put your hands against your ears tightly for a few seconds. Okay, you can put your hands down. So, what did that feel like? Total silence, right? But you don't get to hear what my favorite dessert is. But in all seriousness, this is exactly what it feels for a deaf person in the hearing world. Total silence, the lips are moving, but there is no sound out. The amount of things missed is astounding. It can be difficult and frustrating at times. Imagine missing things like fire alarms, ambulance sirens, or telephone ringing. It puts deaf people at a disadvantage. However, it is not all that bad. I mean, at least I can sleep peacefully at night. I don't have to hear the cars honking in the mornings. And surprisingly, I always win arguments. So, how do deaf people hear sounds? And how did I hear that bank earlier? To hear sounds, we use a hearing device. This can be things like hearing aids or cochlear implants. This enables us to hear sounds more clearly. Although it may not be 100% clear, but it is still a step in the right direction. I remember when I switched from wearing earrings to cochlear implants, and I do not shout all over again. My parents used to take me out everywhere so I could familiarize with different sounds. I would always watch YouTube videos of the sound of the sea and the waves crashing. I would get my brother to call my name so I could know how my name sounds like. This was a new experience for me. How do deaf people communicate? Some deaf people communicate by using deep breathing, some use sign language, or some use both. The choice of communication is just a personal preference. Although it is good to have a bit of both, so you can have multiple ways of communication. Okay, everyone, time for another activity. But this time, you must look at my mouth while I repeat something. Okay. Okay, did anyone guess what I just said? If you did not, then I'm afraid you missed out on another dessert I like. By the way, I said I like biscuit cheesecake. So, moving on to challenges and barriers. There have been so many I've come across, and I still do face till now. As a young child, I went to a human school, and I faced a lot of barriers. For example, making friends. It is so difficult to make friends when you are not able to hear anything at all. Concentrating well in studies. Taking part in school plays was so difficult because I did not know what was happening most of the time. And it only got harder when I turned 12. And I suffered a stroke which made my already severe hearing even worse. My speech was reduced. Physically, my left side of the body was so weak, and honestly, that was the biggest challenge I faced. I felt very sad because before I had a stroke, I was good at art, I was good at sports, I was good at everything. But after the stroke, I was sitting in a wheelchair, and with the pain I went through, I could not move my left side at all. That is when I realized my life would be very hard. Physically slower, hearing even less. It was so difficult for me. Thankfully, I got a lot of support from my family, hospital workers, speech therapy, very British sign language, physio teams, and I managed to get back on my feet literally. Imagine running late for an appointment, and I got either called to cancel or rebook. Imagine sitting in a gathering full of people talking at the same time, and you don't even understand a thing. It makes you miss a lot of important information. It makes you feel left out. It makes you feel so upset. But today, I feel so blessed to be deaf and disabled. I have achieved so many things and broken all my barriers. It takes time to achieve my goals, but at the end, I get there. Even after all the challenges I faced, I never gave up hope. Hope that one day I am able to stand on my 2 feet, hoping to inspire people in this fantastic hall. Sharing my story by using speech, I can proudly say that I'm a deaf playmaker for deaf children, a qualified nursery nurse, and a deaf befriender. I have achieved all this mostly because of the experience I went through. I want to help people who need it and watch them blossom. I always remember that one day I was in their shoes. If I can, then anyone can, and I really mean it. Life has so many challenges and barriers. Don't let them stop you from achieving your dreams and make a positive impact by signing out. A few tips of deaf awareness for you to take home today. When you meet a deaf person for the first time, make sure you maintain an eye contact so the deaf person can understand what you are saying. If you don't know any sign language, that is completely fine. You can always use gestures, facial expressions. And if you don't know what the deaf person is saying, you can always ask them to repeat it again. We are friendly people. Last is be united and make space for the deaf people and remove all the barriers for them and go for it. Thank you. Thank you.